Monday, December 16th, 2024. And finally, The View has a topic that is of interest. These drones that have been flying over um, states in the east, and I guess there have been a few sighted out in the desert. Um, just mysterious drones that they've been described as like the size of a small car, um, and that they're mostly flying at night. They as soon as there is some sort of light on them, or they they somehow feel detected, they go dark. No one really knows what they're doing. They seem to travel in formations and in groups. Um, Lots over New Jersey. They've been spotted over military bases, um, high security areas. Apparently, they were flying over some area where uh, the leader of the Department of Defense was having a huge meeting. Um, and the government keeps saying, we don't know what they are, but we know they're not dangerous. And, everybody calm down, which is weird. And I think this is one of those rare moments when I'm going to agree with Sarah Haynes. it, I think it was Mayorkas, Homeland Security Secretary said, um, when we have relevant information, we'll share it with the public as is needed. And I think that is a pretty telling statement, because I think they know what it is. I think they know what's going on. I think they're coordinated with it, and they don't want us to know what they are or what they're doing. Um, and I do feel like it's, just more surveillance. Um, and since everybody's bowing down in their fealty to Trump, this is just a yet another way to control us and keep us oppressed and keep us from rising against the government, and what might be happening in the next term. I feel like it's preemptive. All right, we gotta give him something. Um, I mean, I don't know, but it just does feel like uh, they have to know what's going on, and they're far too nonchalant about it. Um, then then it seems that is warranted. So I do have to assume that somehow the U.S. government or the military is coordinated in all of this, and they just don't want us to know what they're doing. Um, which I think this has happened through the course of this history, where we're just not told what's happening or told the truth. Um, because that really helps people trust government. Um, but we'll see what happens. They don't seem to be slowing down or stopping. Um, and then I don't know what that next segment was about. Mitt Romney, and assuming that the next to rise in power for the Republican Party will be J.D. Vance. It's so stupid to make those arguments 4 years out. Um, because there's a lot that can happen, and we don't know whether or not we're going to have a free and fair election ever again. I do take issue with stupid Amy Lissa Farrell Griffin being, everything's been flipped on its head. You know, the Republicans are the party of the working class. No, they're not. No, they're not. There's nothing on their platform that says that they're going to do anything that helps the working class. The fact that they won over some voters in the working class is a truth of this particular election. But you also have to keep in mind that this party that they voted for has run on a platform of bigotry and misogyny and mean spiritedness and you know isolationism and just the whole thing, the whole taking away women's reproductive ability, that people's reproductive independence. Um, Marching all over the rights of trans people and using them as a prop to scare people. Like everything about that their party and their platform is all fear based, and it's mean. Um, I've said this over and over again. They voted for um, bullying and bigotry. That's what the Republican Party stands for now. Um, and without one iota of willingness to understand or a desire for intelligence, um, or even making room for the possibility of experience and nuance and understanding. They just they are it's a whole lot of dum dums. Sorry, I'm not sorry actually at all. Um, because it's proving that they just don't understand how the world works. They don't understand how the economy works. They don't understand how sort of the safety net, the global safety net works. Um, and so yeah, I mean it's these racist dum dums that could very well be our downfall. So that's fun. Um, but what they didn't talk about today on the View, and I don't think they'll ever talk about on the View, is that not only are the Democrats just sort of laying down and say, well, I guess he's going to win. I mean, I guess he's won, and I guess where there's no resistance, and people like Fetterman, who's like comes out and says he thinks that the trial in New York was politically motivated against Trump. No, it wasn't. Like these people are all giving up in advance, and it's disheartening to see. Um, and one of the parties that has given up in advance is ABC News. Trump tried to sue them for defamation because George Stephanopoulos told Trump in an interview that he lost the 2020 election, and he sued him and ABC. And ABC just settled the case for like $15 million, which totally, um, you know, undermines George Stephanopoulos. He should be pissed, um, and he should leave. And it just signals that okay, we as ABC News won't be saying anything negative about Mr. Trump, even if it's true. We won't say anything that Mr. Trump doesn't like because the fact is he lost the 2020 election. He just didn't like someone saying it on TV. Um, and this whole notion that the country voted for a convicted felon. Um, I I have a hard time. They they can't even muster up the courage to say we shouldn't have AR-15s in schools. They don't care about people. They care about the bullying and the bigotry and being mean to whoever they want to be mean to. And so ABC News just said, it's already been said that criminally he can't be prosecuted because the Supreme Court gave him immunity. Now it's basically civilly that nothing is going to happen because we're proving that you can just sort of bully your way uh, through that kind of uh, lawsuit. That the press isn't going to stand up for us. Our elected leaders aren't going to stand up for us. So where do we go with that? I don't I don't know. Um, it's uh, it's such an uncomfortable time to be living in this country, and it's such an unnecessary unknown about what we're going to go through in the next four or how many years this is going to be. Um, but I do know the one thing that I don't think you should be doing is taking your children to bars. No, Sarah Haynes. Fine if there's like if it's a neighborhood thing and you're like and you're there's a you've got you're all your friends and they bring their kids and they do a thing and that's and the like if that's what that bar scene is, that bar is for small young families, great, I don't ever have to walk in it. But there should be a spaces that are adult only. We don't, not all of us want to have to tolerate your screaming child in an adult space. Um, there are plenty of places for everyone to go that we don't have to mingle about and have your screaming child or child running around through tables. You let's we don't we don't need all that camaraderie. Um, I'm with Anna. I love a good Zoom happy hour. Excuse me. Of course, Amy Lissa Farley Griffin has to say, I don't know. I need the personal interaction. I don't think you understand that you can have personal interaction through a computer. Actually, Amy Alyssa Farfalla Griffin, um, and she just seems like an annoying person to hang out with. I don't really think I'm interested in getting a beer with you, Alyssa, or Sarah and your children. Sunny and Anna, we can have we can pop back. We can have a tipple.